The tea was gone, but the warmth hadn't yet reached Sija's heart. She looked down at her arms, slender, trembling, and mapped with the violet and black of healing bruises. The blood from the village beating had stiffened the fabric of her dress into a jagged, rust-colored crust. "I need to go," Sija whispered, her voice barely rising above the hiss of the tea kettle. "I need to get a dressing for these wounds. I should find a hospital." Vedant didn't hesitate. He wiped his hands on his apron and looked at her with a gaze that was as steady as a lighthouse. "You can't walk like that. Come, I'll take you to the global hospital." Sija's head dropped, her eyes pooling with a fresh, heavy sadness. "But the money. I told you, I have nothing." Vedant let out a short, confident laugh, the kind of sound that made the world feel slightly less broken. "Don't take any tension. Till Vedant is here, you don't need to worry about a single rupee. Let's go." When the rickshaw pulled up to the towering glass facade of Global Hospital, Vedant helped her out with a gentle, protective hand. He looked up at the building, his chest swelling with a pride that outshone the Mumbai sun. "My lovely wife works here," he told her, his voice brimming with affection. "She's the best nurse in Mumbai. You are in safe hands now." Inside the sterile, white-tiled dressing room, the air was cold and smelled of antiseptic. Vedant settled Sija onto a medical bed. She sat there trembling, her mind a chaotic storm of anger, the faces of the villagers, the betrayal, and the sting of the stick still burning in her memory. "Call the head nurse immediately," Vedant commanded a passing junior nurse, his tone firm. "Tell her Vedant is here with a patient." Moments later, the sound of rhythmic professional footsteps echoed in the hallway. Girija was walking toward the room, her shoulders tight with exhaustion. Her face was set in a stern, almost angry expression. The stress of the city, combined with the agonizing thoughts of Sija's exile that haunted her daily, had left her nerves frayed. She pushed through the door, not even looking at the patient. Her eyes went straight to her husband. "Vedant?" Girija's voice was sharp, a stern reprimand. "What are you doing here during my shift?" "I told you." But the words died in her throat. Sija turned her head. For a heartbeat, the world stopped spinning. The tears Sija had been holding back finally broke, cascading down her pale, bruised cheeks. Ignoring her pain, she stumbled off the bed and fell toward Girija, her fingers clutching at Girija's nurse's uniform as if it were a lifeline. "Girija, it's me," Sija sobbed, her voice a broken, desperate plea. "Please, I will tell you everything. Just come to the hometown garden later." "I can't speak here." "I can't." Vedant stood frozen against the medical cabinets. His mind raced, his eyes darting back and forth between the wife he adored and the shattered girl he had found on the street. The coincidence felt like a physical blow to his chest. "Wait." Vedant's voice was a whisper of total shock. "You both know each other?" "Girija, who is she?" Girija didn't answer. The professional armor she had worn all day shattered. The anger vanished from her eyes, replaced by a devastating hollow sadness as her gaze raked over the horrific injuries on Sija's body. She didn't see a patient, she saw her own blood, broken and bleeding in the middle of a city that was supposed to be a sanctuary. The silence in the room was heavier than the luggage of secrets they all carried.